Take control, sauce it up.
Activist. He brings a conservative point of view to black issues. His mission, to provide a forum for honest discussions about social issues without the liberal lapdogs shutting down the discussion. Broadcasting from the American Truth Project Studios in beautiful Brooklyn Park, Minnesota. This is Conservative Nation with your host, Jermaine Buxio.
Hello, and welcome back to another edition of Conservative Nation with me, your gracious host, Jermaine Buxio. How's everybody doing on this beautiful Wednesday evening? Shout out to Lisa Marie Hill. I want Lisa Marie Hill to know that I got her donation yesterday. Shout out to her. If you guys see her, you tell her Jermaine says, "What's up?" or "What's up?" How's everybody doing? Man, oh man, we got a lot to discuss tonight, ladies and gentlemen. A lot to discuss. There's a whole bunch of folks across this nation who don't got power. Say a prayer for those folks. There's a lot of people who are missing right now. Hurricane Ida is making some damage, and there's a lot of folks out there who need prayers. So if you get a chance, send one their way. All right, absolutely. I'm telling you, news cycle is hitting heavy right now. Afghanistan always front and center, right? Absolutely. Mike Lindell's in the news once more again. Mike Lindell hate Fox now. Remember he was trashing a lot of the Fox News hosts? Remember I told you that? We actually ran the clip where he was calling out Sean Hannity, Dan Bongino, who else? Laura Ingraham, and somebody else. He called somebody, I don't know if it was Maria Bartiromo, somebody. He called somebody else. And he was saying that they didn't have the gumption or the strength to tell the truth, which I've been saying for a while. Fox News is just like a propaganda machine. They don't really like, being, how could I say, genuine. And Mike Pillow's, putting it out here right now. Fox News in a whole heap of trouble. Mike Lindell, whatever you want to say, about him. He's still followed by a lot of folks, a lot of evangelicals, a lot of Christians, a lot of conservatives and Republicans support him. And for the simple fact that Fox News was the only network not to take any Pillow money. Fox News rejected any ads coming from Mike Pillow. ABC took it, CBS. It was really shocking to hear this, that all the liberal channels took his money to run ads. You get the Fox News ain't taking nothing. They don't want nothing to do with him. So it's kind of weird here. But we'll speak about that. We're going to speak about a lot of good stuff here. Make sure you guys share. Yeah, make sure you share. Let me go ahead and give a shout out to some folks here on YouTube. We're trying to grow the YouTube channel, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you share this, all right, before our app drops. Make sure you share. We at least want to hit 1,000 folks. I think we got around 200 and something, but I haven't been doing a good job, pushing it out there. You get what I'm saying? So help a brother out. I got some folks here who are going to be doing some sharing, helping us out, getting the good word. Let's get some more conservatives in the fold. We've lost a lot of people. A lot of people are still searching for us. And let me tell you something. We need to help them out. Let me go ahead and give a first shout out to my guy, Chris Paulin, my brother from another mother, straight out of Minnesota. Shout out to Nikki Payne in the building. Hold on. Building. Shout out to Pizza Sticks. Shout out to Lauren Parsons, beautiful Lauren Parsons. Shout out to you. Shout out to Ron Baker. Haven't seen you for a while, brother. Thank you. The beautiful MAGA cap wearer. Shout out to you. Shout out to Dylan. Shout out to you. Thank you for coming on in here. Who else? Eat all, save none for later in the building. Dixie George, beautiful Dixie George. Pete Larson, Sean Bowden, and my guy Frank Williams in the building. Shout out to you. Let me go ahead and give a quick shout out to the folks there on Facebook. Ladies and gentlemen, don't treat me like a stranger. Make sure you share. Shout out to Amy Stancombe, the beautiful Amy Stancombe. Shout out to Sharon Clark Tyler. Shout out to Brenda Lee Geiger. Shout out to Howie Richardson, my guy. Tracy Welsh. Shout out to you, sweetheart. Shout out to, who else do we got here? Erica K. Shout out to you. Shout out to Debbie Augustin, beautiful woman. Shout out to Betty Rahan. Hopefully I said that right. Lori L. Peterson. Shout out to you. Shout out to Wesley Morris. Who else do we got here? Rocky Edwards. Shout out to you. And shout out to Jesse Kohler and Nathan Turner. Right? And I know we got some more folks in here, right? But shout out to Jerry Lewis. We got some more folks here, right? Julie Yarte. Shout out to y'all. All right. And that's where I'm going to leave it right now. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure you share. Let's get flaming. Let's get flaming, baby. I'm ready. I'm ready for some nonsense. I'm ready to roast some liberals, roast some Republicans. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm ready. My heart is ready. Let me tell you. First one up here, ladies and gentlemen, I want to go ahead and speak about a young black woman that is out of control. This was taken at a local Walgreens. Apparently, this woman got upset because nobody in the store wanted to help her. I want you guys to see what happens when you don't have what we call good home training. All right? Home train. I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, a lot of children are missing it. Take a look.
Look on your camera, right? Clean that shit up there. Because like I said, I asked for fucking help, right? I asked for fucking help. And nobody wants the fucking help. Nobody wants the fucking help. Right? Now y'all got
Ladies and gentlemen, what do you got to think about this first one up? Somebody let a wild animal into Walgreens. You see what happens when you don't domesticate animals, ladies and gentlemen? They get wild. Let me tell you, they get wild. When you don't domesticate animals, you don't take time to train them, right? Tell them, hey, you can't touch that. They do this. They mess up the environment. They mess up places. I want you guys to take a look at this once more. Black woman, hyena, she's absolutely upset that nobody in the store wants to help her. Instead of her to walk out so that she doesn't incur any cost because of her dumb behavior, she goes ahead and destroys the store, right? Ladies and gentlemen, ain't that smart? Let me tell you, she must be the sharpest knife in the drawer. Take a look.
Can't look on your camera, right? Clean that shit up now. Because like I said, I asked for fucking help, right? I asked for fucking help. And nobody wants to fucking help.
She didn't have to drop all that juice like that. That juice did nothing to her.
Since y'all can't find it.
Man. What did the toilet paper do to you, ma'am? Ladies and gentlemen, you see the way she assaulted that toilet paper? Shout out to Sean Bowden. What did the toilet paper do to her? What a Lola! So you see here, this happens all the time, ladies and gentlemen. And it's usually done by black wenches and their offspring. Black wenches and their offspring usually do this. Absolutely. Because they ain't got no home training. Daddy wasn't around to spank that ass. So that's why they act up and act silly. I want you to know that. That's why it's very important, ladies and gentlemen, to be raised in a good home. Nowadays, because we have this baby mama epidemic, we have the liberal news, we have this, crazy influence in our culture that says that black people can do no wrong, ladies and gentlemen, that excuse this type of bad behavior. And this is one of the results of excusing bad behavior. You get more bad behavior. Now, there's folks out there who get mad at me because, from time to time I refer to this bad behavior to be, animalistic, right? I may compare some people to animals. And let me tell you something. If the shoe fits, wear it. There's too many folks who are worried about other folks' feelings, who are worried about nonsense, instead of worrying about what the real truth is. People are more worried about me saying that she looked like a hyena. I'm dead serious than worrying about her actions, behaviors, and what she did to that store. I kid you not. That's why I say we live it in the last days. People are dumb and retarded. So I wanted to show you this, ladies and gentlemen. This behavior, a lot of the time, is in the black community because they don't have good home training. Right? Remember, most of the children are raised by black women, and I want good folks out there to use common sense. If most of the children are being raised by black women, and you're getting this type of behavior from the black children. You're getting them crying about racism, right? You get them marching and destroying outside. You have to start looking at who's programming them, because there's something going on there. Liberal media doesn't want to speak about it because that is their foot soldiers. Do you understand? That is their attack dogs, liberal blacks. And you can see what happens when you don't give the dog what they want. They act and behave in this manner like a ticking time bomb. And I want people to understand, these black folks who do this type of, let me show it again. These black folks who do this type of behavior, they see nothing wrong with it. That's why they do it all the time. That's why you see me play video after video. You would think they get tired. Ladies and gentlemen, that's their culture. And I want good white folks to see this. When you vote for the Democrat Party, you're voting for this. You're voting for black wenches destroying Walgreens and every store they venture in. Oh yeah, you know the rhetoric on 10. And I want folks to understand this. When you vote for the Democrat Party, you vote for black wenches like this. I want folks to see this. When you vote for the Democrat Party, ladies and gentlemen, you vote for black wenches like this, and I want you to understand. Black wenches like this, ladies and gentlemen, are able to survive because there's a white Democrat out there sucking up our money. And I want you to understand this. I want you to understand this. Black women like her are not voting for Donald Trump. They're not voting for anybody who's going to take away Section 8 from them. When you behave like this, you have no job, ladies and gentlemen. I want you to know that. When you behave like this, you have no job, no sense of responsibility or accountability. And these are the folks who are raising most of our black children. Get mad at me all you want, but you know what I'm saying is the truth. You can't even shake it. Let's go ahead and move forward. Make sure you guys do me a favor. Hit that like button. Make sure you share. Help a brother out. I need your help. Next one up here, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be speaking about a woman that went viral on TikTok. And let me tell you something. You're going to be pissed off. You're going to be very pissed off about this broad here. This chick says that heterosexual relationships are inherently unequal because women are dating their oppressors. What? I kid you not. Men out there, here's another reason why to look far away when it comes to these type of women. Liberal women are trash. I want folks to understand. Let me go on my liberal women trash, rant right now. Let me go ahead and go on. Liberal women are trash. Liberal women will take your children. Liberal women hate God. Liberal women, ladies and gentlemen, hate the order of life. They hate the family. Liberal women hate their own children. Ladies and gentlemen, you want me to go for more, right? Liberal women hate themselves. Liberal women, ladies and gentlemen, are right next to Satan's bosom. You understand? Liberal women take after their mama. Hold on. Their mama. You know the mama Lilith? Who knows the story of Lilith? The demon wench that eats babies. Right? Adam's quote unquote first wife. The one who didn't want to submit. Yeah, that's a liberal woman. Out of control, not in the order of God, hates life, hate this country. Don't you like my rant on liberal women? And once more again, gentlemen, they'll take your money and your children. Yeah, they will. Let's go ahead and watch it. Make sure you guys hit that like button and make sure you share. Somebody need to hear that liberal woman rant. Liberal women suck. I want folks to understand that. They suck in more than one way. I know I'm bad. Hold on. I'm bad. I know that. Here we go. Hold on here. Let me go back. Let me go back here. Okay, here we go. I found out. It was on mute. Here we go.
This is probably going to piss off a lot of people. But a relationship between a man and a woman is inherently unequal. And that goes for any relationship where someone is deciding to date their oppressor. Just like all white people have racism brainwashed into them, all males have misogyny brainwashed into them. And any male who claims not to be a misogynist is a misogynist. Because a self-aware man knows that he has it brainwashed into him. And any time that a woman decides to be in a relationship with a man, she's making a sacrifice and a commitment, knowing that she's dating her oppressor. A sacrifice, holy smokes! All women have sexual trauma and emotional abuse trauma, literally just from society.
Holy smokes!
Taking a risk in being with you and making a commitment to help you undo your brainwashing.
Holy
of course,
smokes!
I'm not saying that people shouldn't date the opposite gender, but a lack of awareness can cause problems.
There you go. There you go. Did you guys hear that nonsense? Yeah, green hair run like hell. Remember I told you about liberal women? Liberal women love putting different color hair, different colors in their hair, looking like unicorns and stuff like that. Remember I told you that? That's one of the easiest ways to find a liberal woman. Now, I know there's some conservative women who like to change their hair, but let me tell you something, conservative women out there, don't compare yourself to these, these trashy women. When you change your hair color, it ain't crazy. Right, I had liberal women, conservative women. Jermaine, we change our hair too, and I said, you women need to, use logic. They change their hair to something neon and something crazy, right? Conservative women don't do that, right? I've never spoke to a conservative woman, ladies and gentlemen, with neon purple hair, right? I never spoke to a conservative woman with lime green hair with fishtail eyelashes. Never have. So I want folks to use common sense. When you speak to most women who identify to be liberal, you'll find them with crazy color hair. That is one of the first giveaways. You see the hair, say, I got you, right? Yeah. Second giveaway. Running around and acting like being a woman somehow, you're a victim. She's saying that just because they're a woman in this society, automatically they're a victim. This is what she's saying, ladies and gentlemen. And if women date men, they are dating their oppressor. You see how nonsensical this is. This is the main reason why I'm telling women out there, you gotta run from these liberal women. Liberal women don't want you to be happy. I want the good women out there to understand. Liberal women don't want you to be happy, right? Women, you know what I'm talking about. You have that one friend, right? You're with your husband, you're with your boyfriend, right? And you have that one friend who's always alone and she's always mad, right? Some people call her a cock block, So some folks call her, a third wheel from hell. You know what I'm talking about, ladies? Right? She's always putting down men, right? Every time you bring up your husband, your boyfriend, she's putting them down, right? I hate men. He did that, right? Yeah. These are these type of, you have to be able to catch them. Liberal women hate men. They do. They hate men. They hate family. Liberal women, ladies and gentlemen, are the ones who reject family very early on for a career. You know what I'm talking about, women out there, right? Instead of, settling down, finding a good man, building a family, something that God has, intends for you, you go with this liberal philosophy where you want to compete in the workplace, right? I can do anything a man can. Screw this. I'm gonna be happy, right? You start working at that corporate job with that pantsuit, right? Yeah, you're making a lot of money, right? You walking in that pantsuit, and you start figuring out that the more money you make, the less men look your way. Ask the women who make a lot of money, right? The more money you make, the more men look past you. Most women don't even know this. They look right past you. Ask men, would you want to date an executive at a company, or would you want to date Becky, who's a barista at Caribou? And let me tell you something. Majority of men would want to date Becky, who's working at the Caribou. And I want the women to understand. Yeah. And you will say, Mary, I can't believe you will work all your life, right, to get to that high position. I want the women to understand. You'll work all your life following these crappy women and their dumb logic. You'll be 40 years old, 45, pantsuit, house, apartment filled with cats and dogs, right? Every picture you walk in is you holding your cat, right? You holding your dog. Yeah, that'll be you. Absolutely. And then you'll be mad and pissed off at all the other men. These men don't want me. Right? You'll be all mad. And then you'll get mad at the woman who decided to actually build a family early. She didn't take your route, right? She didn't want to do what you did. And you find out she had her and her family, right? She got the kids. She got a nice husband, beautiful house, right? She's happy. She's more happy than you running out fulfilling to get a career. And you will find this out when you do research. Women who settle down and build families are way more happy than the women who are chasing careers. Because the ones who are chasing careers, they end up finding out that the men don't want that. And I'm letting the women know that, right? Now, it's not saying that the women who make tons of money can't get a guy. Of course they can. But they're not going to get the type of man they want. Do you understand? They're not going to be fulfilled. Their place in the market, let me tell you, will be low. And that's just what reality is. So when I hear these type of women speak, all they're doing is screwing up the generation of women who are coming up. That's what they're doing. Most women don't want to do this. They want to be able to have a family, have children, get married. That's what most women want to do. You cannot do that when you have this type of philosophy out there, women, and I want you to know that. You just can't. Because most men aren't built like that. Most men don't want to compete with a woman in the household, and I want folks to understand that. Right? That's why when in a company, you have a president and a vice president. You don't have two presidents. In a woman's world, you'll have two presidents. We're equal. We're equal. In a woman's world, right? In a woman's world, there'll be two presidents there. And It doesn't work like that, ladies. It doesn't. Somebody has to be number one. Somebody has to be a close number two. That's how it works. It works like that. In a liberal setting, a liberal, ladies and gentlemen, marriage is like this. And then it's the woman up ahead. She's number one. The man is number two, maybe three or four, depending on how she feel that day. So that's how it is. And you can get mad at me all you want. I know there's some women out there who are mad. I can't believe it's just this raw. I can't believe it's just this raw. Can't believe he's saying all this. Yeah, believe it. Right? Believe it. But if this is a perspective you never heard before, take it in. Right? I know there's some women out there who are going to be stomping their I can't believe he said that. Yeah, I said it. Yeah, I said it. The more that you chase for that career, 40, 50, 60, 70, 100,000, the more you chase it, right? And by all means, chase it if that's what your heart and your wish is. I'm just going to let you know, most men ain't going to be looking your way. I'm telling you, and the men who are making 100,000, right? You making 100,000, he making 100,000, he ain't looking your way. So that's that's just the way it is. Can't get around it. Can't. Let's go ahead and move forward. Make sure you guys do me a favor, hit that like button, make sure you share, all right? I'm sure I pissed off somebody. Somebody need to hear this. Somebody and their mama's mama. Somebody and their mama's mama needs to hear this. I want to go ahead, ladies and gentlemen, and give a special shout out to my guy, Danny Maynard. Danny Maynard donated. I believe this is monthly donation. Shout out to Danny Maynard. Absolutely. Shout out to you, brother. Thank you so much. And I also want to give a shout out to my guy, Robert Marvin, took the $5 time. Absolutely. Shout out to you. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure you share. Next one up here, ladies and gentlemen. I want to go ahead and speak about a video that was released today, and it deals with Kyle Rittenhouse. You guys remember Kyle Rittenhouse, right? He was in Kenosha, Wisconsin, and he ended up shooting, I think, 2 Black Lives Matter members who were trying to kill him. Remember that? Yeah, well, some footage got released here. It surfaced today in court. And apparently, the footage shows Kyle Rittenhouse apparently saying that he wanted to, shoot some folks. Now, I'm going to let you guys take a look at what is released here. There's a lot of BLM folks and, the liberal left, they're clamoring over this footage here, and they're thinking that it's a smoking gun. I wanna get you guys' take on it, though. Is it as bad as it seems? Here we go.
It looks like one of them has a weapon. She hung up. Bro, I wish I had my AR. I'd start shooting rounds at them.
Judy, the target date for Kyle Rittenhouse to go on trial in Kenosha County is November 1st. Even though Rittenhouse is free on a $2 million all-cash bond, there are still so many security concerns surrounding him and the case. The teenager was brought in through a special non-public entrance for today's court hearing.
All right, the State against Kyle Rittenhouse.
In this courtroom, extra police posted as now 18-year-old Kyle Rittenhouse appears in person for the first time since the pandemic. Outside, a swarm of sheriff's deputies on guard in a double murder case where the accused shooter has become an icon for gun rights advocates. Last summer, Rittenhouse, then 17, was part of a citizens' patrol during chaotic protests after a police shooting. On video, the teenager seen opening fire with an assault-style rifle, killing 2 protesters and critically wounding a third. He claims self-defense. Both sides tonight agree that questionnaires will be sent to prospective jurors to weed out those who are biased.
We're going to need to build in time for those to be sent out and returned by the jurors, and time for the parties to be able to analyze them before jury selection.
Tonight, ABC 7 legal analyst Gil Sofer tells us that tactic was seen in the recent George Floyd case.
We got a flavor of this in the Derek Chauvin trial. These are really hot button issues. And so there's going to be a lot of attention paid to who is this jury? How were they selected? How can you get an unbiased jury?
Rittenhouse is free after political conservatives raised the $2 million cash bail. Among major donors thanked by Rittenhouse attorneys, actor Ricky Schroeder.
High figure. Unless you're super wealthy, you're not going to be able to put that money up. So it's a shocker that he's able to post it. And of course, he wasn't able to post it. He did it only because he had people donating to the cause.
Although the periphery of this Rittenhouse case is creating complications, the actual case is a simple question of self-defense, according to our legal analyst and former federal prosecutor Gil Sofer. If the trial begins in November or whenever it happens, it's only expected to take 2 weeks. If convicted, 18-year-old Kyle Rittenhouse faces life in prison.
Ladies and gentlemen, what do you think about this? Let me go ahead and give a shout out here to my girl, Dixie George. Dixie George, Cash App. Shout out to you, sweetheart. Absolutely. Shout out to a very special woman, Mother Dixie. Shout out to you. So, you guys hear this. I don't like the way this reporting is on Kyle Rittenhouse. They make it seem as if this boy is a stone cold killer. This boy isn't a stone cold killer at all. They make it seem it's so wrong that Kyle Rittenhouse was able to get some people to raise money for bail for him to get out. Somehow that's wrong, right? I don't know if he's going to get a fair trial. I don't know. They showed this stank video. The stank video didn't even mean nothing to me. Him looking at some folks over there, and we don't even know what the context of this video is that they're talking about here. You get what I'm saying? And it says here, we're going to go through it right here. This is the video that they're trying to use and say that Kyle Rittenhouse had some sort of premeditated murder. He thought about this before he killed those 2 folks who attacked him. I want you guys to listen to it real quick here again. Real quick.
It looks like one of them has a weapon. She hung up. Bro, I wish I had my AR. I'd start shooting rounds at them.
So that right there is what, ladies and gentlemen, they're using to say that, hey, you know, Kyle Rittenhouse, he had premeditated murder, right? That's premeditated murder right there. See right then and there, he planned to kill those folks. This white supremacist, he planned to do it. This is what all these idiots are saying. Ladies and gentlemen, that's all these idiots were saying. But they failed to recognize that the man was attacked. I just can't, I can't get over it. I can't keep saying it enough. The man was attacked, right? He was. So I don't know with this video, I don't know the context of the video and how the words were meant to be said and how it looked. I just don't know. Because you just show a 15-second clip of somebody over there who looks like they have a weapon and him saying, bro, I wish I had my effing AR, I'd shoot him right. What is that in context, in relation of what's going on? What is that supposed to mean? I don't know. And liberals are grabbing straws when they show videos like this with no context at all, ladies and gentlemen. They are throwing things up, and I don't like that at all. I just don't. Now, you heard my rhetoric in the beginning when this happened, remember? And I had some folks get mad at me, and you can get mad at me once more again. Remember when I said that at 17 years old, that I don't believe that he should be in that state, right? Because he wasn't originally from there. He was from Illinois. Marching with a gosh darn AR. If my son wouldn't be out there, remember I said that. Now, folks got mad at me, right? Because folks were in their feelings, right? They were acting like their mama. And I said, hey, it's America, right? He had every right to do that. I understand it, right? He had every right to be there. I understand. But having every right doesn't mean that you need to be there. And for me, knowing what the situation is right now with how crazy the cops are, how crazy BLM is, I would not allow my 17-year-old son, I don't care who get mad at me, to go out there and march with a gosh darn AR to protect somebody else's city. The man doesn't even live there. And when I said that, folks get mad. They were mad. And I said, get out your feeling. You must be like your mama. Because if you would allow your 17-year-old son to go march in another state with an AR, I'm going to tell you you're retarded. In this climate, I would tell you you're retarded. I don't care how mad you get. I would say you're not thinking right. I would say you probably don't care about your kid. That's what I'd say, right? That's what I would say, right? Regardless of how you feel and what you think, you know, he's in America. He could go wherever he want, right? I understand that. I understand that. That ain't your kid, so you don't care. You're able to say that. But when I put the onus on folks and I say, hey, I know you got that nice emotion going, but if that was your son, would you allow your son to go march in another state with an AR in this type of climate, right? And I got resounding no's. So when folks start critically thinking about it, they put down their emotion. They know that, in a sense, it probably wasn't a smart thing to do, regardless if he had the legal right to be there or not. So that's what it comes down to. Get mad at me all you want. But in a world of illogical folks, gosh darn, somebody got to be logical. Let's go ahead and move forward. Make sure you guys do me a favor, hit that like button, make sure you share. I need your help. I need your help. I need it. I absolutely do. I want to go ahead, ladies and gentlemen, and speak about Mike Lindell. Mike Lindell was on, what was it? Chris Salcedo show. Chris S show. Sorry, Chris. I'm not going to, run around and play with your name. The Chris S show on Newsmax yesterday. He did a very good job in his interview, and he spoke about Fox News, ladies and gentlemen. And he spoke about how, a lot of what the news is just nonsense. Mike Lindell spoke about his interactions going forward, and I think it's really good. I want people to look at this here. When it comes back, I want to speak about it. I want to speak about what he's saying about Fox News and some of these other channels. And, you know, one of the main reasons why I believe that they decided to actually walk away from Mike Lindell. Here we go. Make sure you guys share.
Big tech censorship striking again, this time taking aim at a grieving mother. Instagram shutting down the account of Shauna Chappelle, the mother of 20-year-old U.S. Marine Kareem Nakui, who was killed in last week's Kabul terrorist attack. Chappelle says her account was temporarily banned after she ripped Biden online for checking his watch several times during the transfer ceremony, which is supposed to be a solemn ceremony. Chappelle's account has since been restored, with Instagram calling her account ban an error. Joining me now is CEO and inventor of MyPillow, Mike Lindell. Mike, it is always fantastic to see you. And this is just one example of many examples out there of big tech censorship against anyone that goes against socialists. This is why I think we need more pro-American social media platforms, you know, like frankspeech.com, for example, to stand up to big tech tyranny. What say you?
Right, and that you're exactly right. Where does it end with the censorship? Well, I'll tell you what's even worse is when you make a platform like we did with frankspeech.com, and I put out advertising all over our country, and Fox bans the ad. So they don't even want you to have a platform of frank speech. And and they're the only ones that banned it. Everyone else has accepted it. ABC, NBC, Newsmax, OAN, everybody. You know, Fox bans, when you start banning platform or banning even getting directional ads to go to platforms. But where does it end, everybody? This is the censorship in our country. And, you know, we have what Jack Dorsey and Mark Zuckerberg and those guys have done in Google. These guys, it's showing right now what's going on, and these guys have exposed themselves. They're not gonna, we're not gonna let them stop us from hearing our voices, and that's why you have great platforms being built. And one of the things when I built frankspeech.com, all of these people that were censored, it's like the perfect timing in history. You have all these people that were censored on YouTube and Vimeo and those places where they relied on that for their income, and Facebook and Twitter. I mean, any place you relied on ads within your own little, whatever you had, videos or whatever you had going on, and your podcasts and so on. Well, now they've come over to Frank Speech because they have a platform where they can speak out, and not only what they want to talk about, but they're not, they don't have to worry about losing that platform. When I built Frank Speech, I had to make sure I didn't use your Apple, your Amazons, and any of this. I had to buy all my own servers. The person has to be so protective now to get a safe platform. But shame on Fox. I can't say that enough. Shame on Fox. They won't even give me an ad to advertise coming over to Frank Speech.
See, you gave me some new information. I had no idea that ABC and all the others had accepted, but it's only Fox targeting you.
Only Fox.
Yeah, I mean, well, what does Fox have it in it for you? I mean, do they not believe in free speech over there anymore?
$1 million a week, and it costs MyPillow. We're direct sales, so it costs me a lot of money. But this is about our principles, everybody. And when you're going to censor a platform, because what, are they afraid of the competition? Maybe so. I'll tell you what, Fox shouldn't even be a weather channel, because if they were, I would be afraid they wouldn't report an oncoming storm. They have all these restrictions of what they let people talk about, and that's what's hurting our country when journalists can't be journalists, and all this censorship going on. It's just disgusting. And you look at Newsmax, when you guys and OAN and everybody else at ABC, CBS, NBC, CNN, all of them accepts the ad, and then Fox does not accept it. You got to ask yourself why. Everybody knows that stuff that, I'm very outspoken. I'll talk to you about anything. You want to know it, but Fox they have no right to ban my ads that I've had. I've been their biggest advertiser, I think, for years. And then all of a sudden I can't advertise about a new platform. That's shameful. Shameful.
I don't get it. Former President Donald J. Trump remains banned on all social media platforms, but you continue to see a lot of support out there at his rallies. And you attended his rally in Alabama, where I think it was 50,000 folks attended. Now,
and I'm going to stop it right here. What do you got to think about what Mike Lindell said here? He spoke about Fox News, CBS, ABC, NBC. They all took his ad money to drive people to Frank's speech, except for Fox News. Now, True News, that's another organization. I believe he might have fell out with those folks. They had something going on. I don't know if it was something on misreporting or something, but I know that True News and Mike Lindell, they severed ties. I know that. There's another organization as well that severed ties with Lindell. But besides that, I don't know why. Well, I do know why they didn't take it. It's because of Mike Lindell. He was bashing Fox News, and then he bashed all their hosts basically, and that's one of the main reasons why Fox News is done. Now, I don't know about Sean Hannity. I know Sean Hannity, the media went after him because he did a Mike Pillow ad. Sean had anything to get the pillow money. Ladies and gentlemen, Sean Hannity did a Mike Pillow ad when he was speaking about Afghanistan and bombs hitting and stuff like that. He said, I know if you're trapped in Afghanistan, you're definitely not sleeping right now. And I'm telling you, these Mike Pillow, he went... Well, gosh darn it, he had to fit it in somewhere. I'm telling you, we're gonna run that story tomorrow. Media upset about Sean Hannity and his My Pillow ad when he's speaking about the tragedy in Afghanistan. The way he snuck it in there. I mean, that's how he got. That's why folks were mad. You know, I don't know why he did it like that, but yeah, he had a lot of folks on his behind after that. E.R. Save None for Later says they made up Jermaine. Okay. That's good then. I know Gateway Pundit mad at My Pillow as well. Gateway Pundit. Hopefully he got good with Gateway Pundit as well. A lot of people were mad at the Gateway Pundit for them putting out that article about what was it called? That guy on the red team, Josh Merritt. For some reason, Mike Pillow believed that Gateway Pundit was behind it. Right? They believe that they colluded with other folks to push out the story. But to be honest, the story was already put out. The Gateway Pundit, I mean, they're just going to do what any other news source in my eyes does, is just push it out, right? And apparently they pushed it out the same time everything broke, and they believe that somehow Gateway Pundit was, somehow in cahoots or behind it. And what I think was the real deal behind it was Gateway Pundit knew about the story and they didn't say anything. And they ran the story immediately as soon as the Washington Post ran their story. So that's what I believe got Gateway Pundit and Mike Lindell, that's why I believe what happened. But, politics is a nasty game. It certainly is. Let's go ahead and move forward. Make sure you guys do me a favor. Hit that like button. Make sure you share. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to go ahead and show you guys an article here real quick. All right. This deals with, ladies and gentlemen, candidate for governor in Texas, Allen West. As you guys know, his wife last week was arrested for suspicion of DUI. We ran the clip, right? Well, it was a week and a half ago, I should say, a week and a half ago. And we ran the clip. We showed you guys what happened during the stop, right? She failed to blow into the breathalyzer. They had her stand on one leg and do all sorts of nonsense. And from that, they determined in their eyes she was drunk. Well, some news broke today, and I want to show you guys this. Let me go ahead and transition. Make sure you guys share. Transitioning, coming from dmagazine.com, which is dallasmagazine.com. DWI case dropped against wife of governor candidate Allen West. Yeah! A blood test showed that there were no drugs or alcohol in Angela West's system at the time of her arrest. All right. The bad news for Texas Republican candidate Governor West is still not going to get the apology he wants from the Dallas Police Chief Eddie Garcia. The good news for West is that the Dallas County District Attorney Office is rejecting the driving while intoxicated case against his wife, Angela West, after results of a blood test showed that there were no drugs or alcohol in her system at the time of her arrest. All right. So that's what it is. That's what it is. Allen West, he said his wife wasn't drunk. He's vindicated. Now, Allen West wants he wants an apology from the Dallas police chief. Will he get the apology? I don't think so. I don't think he's going to get the apology. Now, there were some folks who hit me up when I first did the story who told me that there's some cabal of politicians in Texas that might have targeted Allen West and his family. Now, I don't know if this is true or not, but ladies and gentlemen, I wouldn't doubt it. It just seems kind of weird that his wife would be pulled over and and hit with this in this manner when the man is running for governor. It's just the timing is kind of weird. It is. And what I see from this by doing this, it might be just a form of intimidation, right? Whether it's true or not. It's just something that, we can do. Now, could this have happened by chance, right? By some dumb luck? Yeah, it could have. But does Jermaine believe in chance? Not very often. I believe in chance and dumb luck. Probably about 2% of the time. Yeah, about 2%. 98% of the time, it's not chance or dumb luck. Somebody targeting you, right? And in this case here, with him running for governor, I think somebody may be targeting her. But that's just me. Trying to watch you, follow you, right? See if you F up, right? They don't care how you F up. They just want you to F up. And trust me, remember what I told you. When you're driving and a cop's behind you, he can pull you over. I know, right? I have a law enforcement degree. I know, right? And one of the easiest ways to pull somebody over, you say they're weaving between lines. This is what you say. And ladies and gentlemen, It always will fly. Because let me tell you something. Nobody in their mama's mama, right? Nobody, hold on, can drive a complete straight line. It's impossible. Cops know this. That's why it's one of the easiest things they pull you over with. Shoot, you were weaving in between lines. Let me see your license, right? And when you go to court, of course, they could say, hey, you see the little weave here? Yep, you see the little, yeah, you know, my perception that day. So that's what it is. It's a crazy world, but ladies and gentlemen, these things certainly do happen. They certainly do. And Alan West here, he put out a, he also did put out a post as well. Let me go ahead and transition. He put out a post vindicating himself and his wife. And he says, I stand by my assertion of a full apology to my wife, Angela, is warranted, as well as a full unedited body cam video should be released by the Dallas Police Chief Garza to the press and the public. My wife's honor and reputation should never been assailed. So there you go. Alan West is still pushing it. So we shall see. I don't think he's going to get one, though. I highly doubt it. I highly doubt it. Let's go ahead and move forward. Even the police chief Garcia, he insulted Alan West. So I don't think that's going to happen. The chief Garcia sound like a alpha. I don't think he's going to apologize. Alphas are not going to apologize until if they think they're wrong. If they think they're wrong, they will. They're not going to just apologize just to appease you. So you got two alphas there. One alpha believes he's absolutely correct. Alan West. You see how hard and strong he talk, ladies? That's an alpha. He ain't going to back down. You assaulted his wife. One of the worst things you could do around an alpha is to assault his family member or to assault his queen, assault his wife. Because that alpha, trust me, I know alphas. I'm an alpha. They ain't going to back down. So I don't see him backing down. And Chief Garcia, the way he talk, I know alpha, the way they talk, he ain't going to be backing down. So I don't see this going anywhere. Good luck. That's what I could say to Alan West. Let's go ahead and move forward. I want to go ahead, ladies and gentlemen, and speak about San Francisco. San Francisco, ladies and gentlemen, launched a new pilot program this week. And they're paying people not to commit gun crimes. Yeah. Let that sink in. I want you to let that sink in. They're paying people, ladies and gentlemen, not to commit gun crimes in this new pilot program. They've already tried this in the Bay, right? In California. Long Beach area. Now they're moving here. I want to go ahead and run it when it comes back. I want to speak about this. I think people have lost their mind. When you have mama in control, right? And people who think like mama, this is what mama does. Mama come up with dumb stuff like this. Here we go.
Well, San Francisco getting all sorts of attention this morning when an unusual answer to combat crime came up. Well, just pay potential criminals not to commit the crimes. Yeah, you heard me right. Pay them not to commit the crime. Yeah, this one has us talking this morning. Today in the Bay, Sharon Katsuda, she is digging deep for us this morning, moving us forward with it, learning about this. So Sharon, so talk to us a little bit how this plan is actually going to work.
Well, Chris and Marcus, good morning. Yes, the chosen ambassadors will be paid not to shoot people, believe it or not. The city is launching the pilot program in October, paying people $300 a month to not commit crimes. The goal is to reduce gun violence. It will start with 10 people who want to change their lives and become community ambassadors. Participants will have to pass an interview. The Human Rights Commission says the idea has been shown to be a cost-effective way to reduce gun crimes in other cities.
So this isn't about cash for criminals. This is about supporting and valuing people's time and expertise who can really help us think through how to address the problems and crisis of public safety.
The payments come in the form of gift cards, and the spending habits are tracked. Now, Oakland and Richmond have similar anti-violence programs. Reporting live, I'm Sharon Katsuda, Today in the...
There you go. You heard that? Oakland and Richmond. In the Bay Area, Long Beach, they got similar programs. Shout out to my girl, Kristen Walker, donated to the $5 challenge. Another dumb idea. Another dumb idea done by the liberals, ladies and gentlemen. Cuckoo for Cocoa Puff. Let's go ahead and take a look at this here. Let me go ahead and transition. Let's take a look at this nonsense. Launching pilot program in October. Would pay criminal $300 a month, ladies and gentlemen, not to commit crimes. Starting with 10 people they believe, ladies and gentlemen, that will do it. Participants must pass the interview. I wonder how that interview goes, right? What do? You sit down and say, hey, you know what? I don't like to do good. You know, I understand you guys always chasing me, locking me up. You know, you give me a little bread, you know, I promise I won't shoot nobody. Right? Scouts honor. Hold on. Gangsters honor. Yeah, I'm not going to shoot nobody. You know, I promise. You know? Shoot, you add another 300. You know, I got some friends who I can, you know, possibly tell them not to shoot too. Yeah. Absolutely. You know, you take care of my dope money. I swear, Scouts honor, gangsters honor. I'm not going to shoot. This is nonsense. It's the same line of thinking when people say, hey, if you ban abortion, right, the women are just going to go to the alleys and kill their own children. That's why we need to have them. So if we're paying people not to commit gun crimes, why are we stopping there? Dumb liberals out there, why are we stopping there? Why don't we pay for folks not to commit knife crimes? How about fraud? Why don't we pay for folks not to steal? You get what I'm saying? There's a lot of people who got sticky fingers. Why are we stopping with just the gun crimes? You get what I'm saying? Why not just crimes, period? You get what I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen? Why don't they pay us all? You get what I'm saying? I swear I won't commit any crimes. You give me more than 300 though. 300, ladies and gentlemen. And mark my words, it'll probably go up even more. The thugs will probably say 300 ain't enough. I can make 300 at a dice game. I need more than 300. That's what they're going to say. 300 ain't enough. Ain't enough. We shall see. I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, these people are crazy. 300. Yeah, $300. Ridiculous. Moving forward, I want to go ahead and show you guys this. I want you guys to see this video here of the Taliban group in Afghanistan as they are having what they call a victory parade. The parade is mocking the United States, NATO allies. They dress all the people who were in Afghanistan, all the countries that were in Afghanistan, in coffins. Back in the day, in the Roman times, they used to have what they call a triumph. When the military would win, right? They come back for a campaign, taking over a region, maybe Gaul or somewhere. They'd come back and, the people of Rome would throw them a parade. They'd be marching in Rome with all their gear, showing what we call morale and strength. Something that this country doesn't do. And it's very bad for not doing it. The Taliban knows that when you do stuff like this, you gain morale. Even the people who hate your country, right? The people who are scared to live there. You can slowly turn them into patriots by doing this. I want you guys to take a look at this. Taliban claims victory after the last U.S. troops leave. Take a look at this. This is by NBC News. They were showing this earlier. Take a look.
In the remote host province, the Taliban held another victory rally, parading mock NATO coffins. A speaker praised the ISIS suicide bomber who killed 13 U.S. service members and 200 Afghans, saying the Taliban have now established the Islamic State the suicide bomber yearned for.
You heard that. Let me go in and play it again. So you heard the Taliban. They claiming victory. They say U.S. is out of here. I want people to understand that all the stuff that we did in this country, you see how they don't care. I want Americans to wipe the crust from their eyes. Here we go once more again.
In the remote host province, the Taliban held another victory rally, parading mock NATO coffins. A speaker praised the ISIS suicide bomber who killed 13 U.S. service members and 200 Afghans, saying the Taliban have now established the Islamic State the suicide bomber yearned for.
There you go. There you go. So the Taliban, they don't care about the U.S. They don't care, ladies and gentlemen, that people have died. They were praising the suicide bomber. The Taliban, right? Remember, Joe Biden says it was ISIS-K. Remember this, right? People use common sense here. Use common sense. Use common sense. Let me say this again. Use common sense. Use logic, right? Use it well. Use what God gave you. I'm going to keep saying it. Use what God gave you. The idiot said ISIS-K members did the attack. You just heard right here, the Taliban members are praising the attack. If you put two and two together, you would probably come to the conclusion that the attack came from the Taliban, right? You would probably get that, right? Yeah. Ain't no ISIS-K, it's the Taliban, baby. The Taliban killed the members. That's what the deal is here. That's what I want people to see. The Taliban killed the service members. Right here, they just let you know. They praise it. They're doing ooh Allah Akbar. That's what they're doing. You see the coffins that they're holding up? Those are the men of all the dead U.S. soldiers. They're like, hey, we don't care about these fools. The Afghans that are running to our country, let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. There's people who are under the impression somehow they love America. Somehow, ladies and gentlemen, they're running from tyranny. They're running because they want to come to a better place just to live. They could give a rip about America. I want you to understand. They could give a rip. A lot of Americans are dumb. They are. They are dumb when it comes to a lot of this stuff here. And I don't know where the dumbness well, I do know where the dumbness come from. Dumb. There's a lot of Afghanistan folks who are there. They hate America. They don't want to live. They will go anywhere. Do you understand? So while we're sitting over here saying, oh, these people love America, bring them in. These people go anywhere. Anywhere to get away from that sand, that heat, and not being able to eat. Do you understand? They could give a rip about our values. They could give a rip about the people who died for them. Do you understand? That's what comes with false compassion. When you use false compassion, it's evil. You're not really thinking. And I want people to understand, you're not really thinking at all. Because if you're thinking, you would use compassion in the right way. In my eyes, I want to bring no Afghani nothing over here. Sorry. You know, I want all my Americans, we out of here. I could give a rip. Look at my face. I could give a rip. We ain't getting nothing but turmoil, money lost, people dead, and folks in the government making money. That's it. We ain't getting nothing out of there. And the people who are coming here could give a rip about the people who died for their freedom. So when I see Americans, we need to accept these folks with open arms. It makes me sick. It makes me sick to my gosh darn stomach. When we have vets here that they could give a rip about, but you want to give a care about some sand folks who could give a rip about this country. It blows my mind. Moving forward. Last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, I want you guys to hear this. On CNN yesterday, an American citizen that is trapped in Afghanistan made a desperate call to CNN. I don't know how they got CNN's number. I don't know, but they did. And I want you guys to hear what she's saying. She's trapped in Kabul, abandoned in Kabul. She says, we just smell the death. Take a look at this. Here we go.
Out of there, what is your biggest fear now?
Am I safe? Now the question is my life. Am I safe? Are these people are safe? I don't even think they're safe because they're in my house. Because now they're more target than ever before because they're living in my house and I'm an American. I'm a formal interpreter. I worked for 14 years. And what is next for us? We just smell the death. I'm afraid to let them go out or myself to go out. There's 37 of them in my house right now. And what is next move for me? I have no idea. But I never felt like this. I went to so many different missions with military, so many different missions in different provinces. I never had that heartbeat like I have it today, this morning, when they told me the American left. They left us to whom? To those people who they were always wanting to kill us?
Yeah.
And now I'm by myself here with 37 people. This is my fear, that if American could not help me when they were on the ground, How will they help me now when no one is here?
There
That's
you go.
my question.
Well,
that is the question. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. There you go. If the Americans were there and they couldn't get the help, how are they going to help when they're not there? She was abandoned, left with 37 folks. Abandoned. She was like, the Americans left us to who? The people who want to kill. Yeah, that's what Biden and them folks did. Evil. Evil, ladies and gentlemen. So you're seeing it right here. She says she's never had a heartbeat like this. She's been in a lot of military missions before. And she's never had a heartbeat like when she heard that the Americans left. Holy smokes. I can only imagine the fear she must have. I can only imagine. These are the things, ladies and gentlemen, that the Republicans need to impeach Biden on. Yesterday, I spoke about Biden being impeached, Biden being tried for war crimes. He killed women and children. When I say this, American military, they don't even say nothing. They don't say nothing at all. I know we're worried about our service members who died. But we also killed some women and children. Do their lives not matter as well? So when I see Biden and the administration and the rest of these folks sweep it under a rug, I don't like that at all. Because if you're a leader, you have to take accountability for the things you do, especially when it comes to military operations. I understand that there are casualties when it comes to war, right? And you try to avoid as many casualties as possible. But when you make a blunder like this isn't a casualty. This, ladies and gentlemen, is negligence, and he needs to be tried for it. Do you understand? They're not speaking like this, but that's exactly what needs to happen. He needs to be impeached for what he has done in Afghanistan. He's left Americans behind. He has ruined our reputation. He has weakened us as a nation, to the point where we may never regain that type of strength, respect back. Do you understand? This is severe when you see a picture of the Taliban holding up an American coffin, right? Saying that we have won. I want people to understand what that image does. Right? I want you to understand, for recruiting, for morale, it's everything. Do you understand? It's everything. That image is everything. Do you understand? So when it comes to propaganda, when it comes to, ladies and gentlemen, truth, you have to be able to discern between both of them. I want to thank everybody for coming on in here. That is our show for tonight. I know. I'll be on tomorrow, same time as usual. Well, I'll be on a little bit early. I came a little bit late from the gym, so that's why I was on a little bit later. But tomorrow we'll be at the same time as usual, giving you guys the good word, tearing up these liberals and Republicans. I want to thank everybody for coming on in here, hitting that like button and sharing. I will also want to thank everybody for donating, helping us out, helping us pay our bills, and giving you guys the content you love and deserve. All right? So that's what it is. I'll leave you guys tonight. Have a very good night, and I'll catch you guys here tomorrow with another edition of Conservative Nation. Bye-bye.
Hey, control, slots it up.